Hi, good morning to one and all. Today I am going to discuss about bars of varying cross section. Okay. In previous class we considered when an axial load is applied on a uniform cross section. In this class I am going to discuss about when a varying cross section or stepper bar is subjected to an axial loading. Okay. Here I taken three different cross sections, that is section 1, section 2 and section 3. It consists of three different lengths, that is L1, L2 and L3. Similarly, areas A1, A2 and A3. Okay, next section 1, 2 and 3. Next, it is subjected to an axial load P at its right side and left side of the bar. The both sides of the bar is subject to same load. Okay. Next, we need to calculate stresses, strains and change in length in a body. Previously, uniform cross section subjected to axial load. In this, same stress and strain develop, but in case of stepper bars, the stresses, strains and change in length in the material is different for every section. Okay, so that we need to calculate stresses, strains and change in length due to the applied load. Okay. First, we need to calculate stress, okay. We know that from stress equation, sigma is equals to load by area. Consider section 1, stress is equals to load by area. We consider for section 1, so that P by A1. A1 is the area of section 1. Okay. Similarly, for section 2, sigma 2 is equals to P by A2. Okay. Next, and also similarly for third section, sigma 3 is equals to P by A3. Okay. After calculating stresses, we need to calculate strains developed due to the applied load, so that from Young's modulus equation, we know that Young's modulus, the formula is capital E is equals to Young's modulus E is equals to stress by strain. From this equation, strain is equals to stress by Young's modulus. Okay. Next, calculate strain developed due to the applied load, sigma 1 by E. Similarly, we know that stress is equals to P by A. Substitute stress in this equation. Finally, we get P by A1 E for second section, P by A2 E for third section, E3 is equals to P by A3 E. Okay. Next, we need to calculate change in length. Change in length means delta L due to the applied load from equation strain equation strain equals to change in length by original length. Okay, from this equation I am going to calculate change in length. Delta L equals to E into L for section 1. Therefore delta L1 is equals to E1 into L1, where E1 we calculated now P by A1 E. Next, similarly for delta change in length in second section, P L2 by A2 E. For third section, delta L3 is equals to P L3 by A3 E. Okay. Now calculate total elongation in the rod due to the applied load, that is delta L is equals to delta L1 plus delta L2 plus delta L3. Substitute all these change in length in section 1, section 2 and section 3 in this equation. Okay, after substituting these change in lengths in the total change in length in this equation, P and E are similar in both three sections, that is applied load and Young's modulus value. So that I am taking the common, the remaining equation, that is P by E into L1 by A1 plus L2 by A2 plus L3 by A3. Okay, it is the total change in length in the bar due to the applied load. In some cases we consider different cross sections. Okay, so that in that case the Young's modulus is different for every cross section. Okay, when the material is of the section is different, okay, then the equation is P into P of L1 by A1 E1 plus L2 by A2 E2 plus L3 by A3 E3. Okay, it is the equation for calculating the change in length when a bar subjected to axial load. Suppose number of cross sections increase means we have to add this that section data in this equation. Okay, next it is the strain developed in section 1. Okay, next strain developed in section 2. It is the strain developed in the section 3. Okay, next stresses in section 1, section 2 and section 3. Next, change in length developed in the material, that is delta L1, delta L2, next delta L3 in the equation. Okay, thank you. In next class we'll discuss about problems on this bars of varying cross section. Okay.